Well, hello again, my atheist friends. 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 I love you. La 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 la. I love you. I think. You think? Yeah, I love you. I love you. I wouldn't say I don't. I love you. I just, I love you. I wouldn't say I don't love you. What Christian in his right mind would say he don't love an atheist? I love atheists. I love them to death. I love them. Why? I'll tell you why I love atheists. Let me tell you why I love atheists. I love atheists because I love children. I love children, man. I see a little baby. Before they even bring that baby to me, I just start smelling milk. Milk, the fresh, that fresh baby smell. I can smell it as soon as I see a baby. It just takes me all the way back to when my babies was little. I love babies, and I understand babies. I understand. I used to. When I was raising my stepdaughter's little girl, because she had some issues and she had to go away for a while, and when she, in her late teens, she had her first baby, and I had to take care of. I raised my first grandbaby. I raised her. Up until she was about 1.5 or close to 2 years old. And I used to, we had the government breathing down our neck and all like that. We had these people coming to the house because they don't think that a man can raise a baby. They want to keep your eyes on you. A black man raising a baby all by himself. No wife, no other siblings. Well, I had my daughters, my two biological daughters, and my stepson. He also helped out. He did the babysitting while I went to work, But government, the laws of this country, government, these institutions and stuff, they were nervous about me raising my grandbaby all by myself, even though it was their choice. You know how it works. And I did a great job. And that child is bigger than me today. That child could pick me up and just throw me over the bridge. Throw me. That child she done got big and grown. Well, I wouldn't say grown. I think she's in high school now. I think. Don't quote me. I think she's either in high school or she'll be starting high school next year, one or the other. But that child could throw me. She could just pick me up and throw me now, But I remember when she was just the smallest, cutest little thing. And I used to give her, I started her on her sippy cup real early. And they were like, "What you giving her a sippy cup for?" I says, "Because she likes a sippy cup, and I figure I'll put some juice in it." Well, you know, when a child's a certain age, you don't give her a sippy cup because she just gonna, you know. And the child was smart because every time I would put something in the sippy cup, she did the same thing every time. She turned it upside down and just let the juice run everywhere. And they were like, well, why do you keep giving her the sippy cup? You know she's going to turn it upside down. So I kept on and kept on and kept on. And I would grab her little hands and I would put the sippy cup on the table. You know, it's called programming. Get this. Programming. Flip the sippy cup back. Okay. Okay. And then I would take it off of her and drink a little bit. And show her this is how you do it. She caught on after a while. After a lot of cleaning up the table for, say, a couple months and mopping up the floor and that, she finally understood. She just sat there one day and looked at that cup. And then she picked it up and she knocked on the table with it. She realized juice was coming out, so she put it back up right, and then she, you know. And I got her off the bottle kind of early, you know. Well, I kept giving her the bottle until it was time for her to get off the bottle, but she was drinking out of a sippy cup before she ever stopped drinking out of a bottle. I mean, she was drinking out of both. And it was so cute when she finally got it right, but it was also cute for her to, each time she got slower, you know. The first time I gave her a sippy cup, she just, you know. Then the next time she was like, oh. And then the third time she was like, I'm like, yeah, she got it. But I love atheists because I love babies. Babies have a tendency to do things backwards. And put things upside down and let the juice run out. Like that's smart. Okay? And how many times did I have to show this child, you know, this is the way you use the sippy cup. Look at me. You drink it through a little thing that's sticking up, a little hole in it, you drink that. You don't turn it upside down on the table. But she finally got it right. There's a lot of people in this world that will finally get it right. How does a Muslim become a Christian? Atheists say, well, you're a Christian because you're in America. If you was in the Middle East, you'd be a Muslim. How does a Muslim become a Christian? If a Catholic is already a Christian, how does he become a Christian after being Catholic? If an atheist was already in the church, and he left the church because he supposedly proved that the church was in error, how did he become a Christian later? You know why? Because they finally got it right. Like that one guy he's big time on social media and YouTube, and y'all knew who I'm talking about. His last name is Quadri or something like that. Look him up on YouTube. Tall hunk of a guy, Muslim, who gave his life to Christ, and now he's going around the world preaching Christ when he has his background in Islam. And he has a lot of background in Islam. He was a studier of the Quran, and he was loyal to the movement and to the everything holy about the Islamic movement and the religion. and now he's a Christian. How do you become, and I didn't say how do you join the cult or religion of Christianity. That could be something totally different. But the term Christian is a biblical term. Okay? The term Christian is a biblical term. All right? And it does not begin or end with America. It is a biblical term. Okay? How does that happen? How does a Muslim become a Christian? An atheist become a Christian? Because they finally got it right. Now they don't have to turn the sippy cup upside down anymore and keep pouring it all over the bloody table. Because they finally got it right. That's why the church needs to quit hating each other, first of all. All this going back and forth. I just watched a series of YouTube videos. One of this new guy, he calls his channel the Revelationers or something like that. And he talked about, he preached a good message, one just like this, where he ain't doing nothing but talking on the camera. He preached a good message about how the church is hating on each other and we need to stop it. He's right. We shall know that we are Christians by our love. That's what the Bible says, and that's what the song says. They shall know that we are Christians by our love. Our love for what? Our love for one another. So first of all, we need to love one another. We need to quit hating on everybody that is struggling. And we need to quit hating on everybody that is different than us. I don't hate Joel Osteen. I don't hate T.D. Jakes. Okay? I think people are too hard on Joel Osteen. I think Joel Osteen is preaching the gospel from a different angle than I am. He's preaching the gospel from a different angle than a lot of people are. I think T.D. Jakes was better off when he was first starting out. Okay? But I think now he's being controlled by the media. Once you sit down with Oprah more than once, we have a problem. Because Oprah is not a Christian. She despises everything Christian. Okay? So once you know, everybody from my man, he's my favorite person in the whole wide world, but I highly doubt where he stands with the Lord now, because there is a complete separation, Christians, that we should not be ashamed of. It's okay if the world hates us. It's okay. They're supposed to. When atheists start telling me, hey, D. Roy Cruz, I really love you, and I love your channel, and you blah, 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 blah. Unless you are finally getting it, for you to tell me that, it's time for me to get a new channel. You are supposed to dislike me. I want you to dislike me. If you are not believing in this or trying to understand this, okay, please dislike me. Because I don't care. I'm fed up with what's going on in this world today. And if an atheist thinks that they're going to talk about the subject of morality, or they're going to talk about the subject of right and wrong, but they're not going to call anything that's going on today right or wrong, it's their business to come at us, but it ain't their business to judge the epidemics that are going on in this world today. Please hate me. Please hate me. Because when all is said and done, you will hate me. Trust me. You will hate me. You will buy a gun if you don't have one. Because I stand up for the truth. And we got a world today where, well, who knows what the truth is? Okay, guess what? You're looking at it. You don't know what the truth is? You knew what the truth was 50 years ago. But today we don't know what the truth is. We're supposed to be emerging into higher sciences and all this stuff, but the world is falling apart morally and spiritually. And to top it all off, you want to say, well, who knows what the truth is? Time for us to stop judging everybody and accept the fact that none of us know the truth. You might as well just slap me right across my black face right now, because I'm going to tell you, I know the truth. And I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm not. And neither am I going to say I don't know just to please you. Because I do know. What else we got? Vigilant Christian this week published a video about Ravi Zacharias. All atheists should hate Ravi Zacharias, just like they all hate DeRoy Cruz and Ken Hovind. Okay, and William Lane Craig. Because Ravi Zacharias, you can't argue with him. He says things in such a sophisticated, educated way. I have to think before I question or say anything. Hold up, what did he just say? I got to get out a dictionary to translate the words he's saying. Okay, and he says it. This guy, he's like Sam Harris. He's like the Christian version of Sam Harris. He says things, he don't stutter. I stutter. Anyone who's been watching my channel, you should just call me Stutter Boy, because I stutter constantly. Okay? Ravi Zacharias don't stutter. Okay? He probably stutters less than Sam Harris. My golly. Okay? The Vigilant Christian talked about Ravi Zacharias. They're trying to claim that he was in a sex scandal. And it is obviously a false accusation to the most part. But somehow some atheist blogger was the first one to mention this and to bring it out in the front. Now, how does an atheist blogger be the first to speak about a sexual scandal involving something that he has nothing to do with? What were you hanging outside of Ravi Zacharias' home? Was you following him around, the world? Was you one of the guys claiming to be a Christian on his airplane, but you was actually an atheist? What's going on, man? How does an atheist blogger make a big deal about this and other people are just now catching on to it? Is this the way that atheists are debunking the church? By following Christians around and taking notes to abolish them, to destroy them? Where are all the Christians that are... Where are all the Christians on top of this story? But an atheist blogger is the one that brought it out in the open. And why is it so important to bring his supposedly scandal out in the open? Excuse my French. Supposed scandal out into the open. Why is that so important? I can understand that being important to a Christian because, they're promoting him. They're probably funding him. They're probably, selling tickets for people to come see him, whatever. But what's it have to do with an atheist? You're not a Ravi Zacharias fan. Why do you feel you need to bring it out in the open? It's not your business. See, this is the doo-doo of atheism. Okay? This is not only the doo-doo of it, this is the beauty of it. And when I say atheism, I'm not talking about atheism in general. I'm talking about Militant Atheist 2018. Militant Atheism 2018. This is who they are. Did I ever tell you why I'm not an atheist? There you have it. There's enough evil going on in religion, atheists. The last thing I want to do is become an atheist. Okay? I might as well just be a terrorist. Unless, of course, I'm going to take my atheism and enjoy life. And try to help people. And try to better the world. But see, how much time do atheists spend going after Christians as on a balance of helping the old lady across the street, or helping teens get off of suicide, or helping teens get off of drugs, or helping people have a higher self-esteem about themselves, helping the poor people become middle class and to know how to get jobs and help themselves. Now don't get me wrong, I believe that outside of YouTube, there are a lot of atheists out there that don't care to talk about their atheism. But their goal, and I've met some of them, we just never had the conversation, but I believe they were atheists, who are focused on helping others. But the majority of y'all, compared to the majority of us, is nothing but just another terrorist organization. Okay? Because as I said before, the word atheist simply means to be anti-God. So I don't need atheism to get up in the morning and go to work. Okay? I don't need atheism to not join Black Lives Matter. I don't need atheism to not become a white nationalist or a KKK member. I don't need atheism to be good. I don't need atheism to want to get married and settle down and do the basics. What makes me evil is when everything is all about me, making sure that certain people get no respect, and making sure certain people, and if I go somewhere and I find out that you're a Christian, I will find a way to get you to open up your mouth and argue with me. If somebody tells me, oh, I like that guy, he's a good Christian, that's going to piss me off because I'm an atheist. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to think of ways, if I have to see this guy, it's one thing if the guy's gone. He's out of my face. But if he could just be doing whatever I do, he could be doing the same thing I do every day. But you tell me this guy's a Christian, I'm going to find a way to first of all have an argument with him. And then I'm going to allow that argument to provoke me to a form of malicious hatred. For him. Or this is YouTube. Maybe I don't want to do any of that. I just want to get on YouTube because I have nothing better to do. Okay, and I read enough stuff that makes me an atheist. I read enough material, and I listen to enough documentaries, and I listen to enough atheists. These are my people. These are the people I kick it with. So therefore, I just want to get on YouTube and pick at the Christians. Why? Because where else does my atheism fit? I don't need atheism to go down to Eaton Park and get some pancakes. I don't need atheism, okay, to be a vegan. I don't need atheism to, you know what I'm saying? And if a homosexual does something stupid or says something stupid or does something violent, if a transgender person says something that offends me, attacks me because, what's he thinking? Everybody's supposed to be like him or her? Oh, that's not going to stop me and make me think maybe there's a problem with this epidemic. No, my job is to make sure that the Christians show the most respect, that the Christians let this guy come in there and become a pastor in a church that I don't even believe should exist at all. But it's okay if this guy wants to come in and be a pastor. How many atheists are against gays being pastors? I never heard an atheist yet talk about that. Atheists breaking into... hold up. Stop. Wait. I think Atheism is Unstoppable, and I have subscribed to his channel. I do like him. Some of his most recent videos I don't like, but Atheism is Unstoppable. He did talk about the situation where the lady punished this one Christian family's bakery because the gay couple came in there and they wanted a cake and they wanted it to say certain things, and which represented their homosexual behavior, and they said we don't do these kind of cakes, and they ended up in court and were threatened to lose their business. Okay, Mr. Atheism is Unstoppable did take our side on that. He did take the Christian side on that. So there are some good atheists out there who one of these days they're going to finally get it. Because I believe atheists like Atheism is Unstoppable, he's going to be a good Christian before it's all over. I really believe that. I believe that a lot of atheists are going to be good Christians before it's all over. Why? Because they are critical thinkers. Most of them ain't, but a lot of them are good critical thinkers. And like another guy that you hate, Mr. What's his name? Anderson. Stephen Anderson. Pastor Stephen Anderson. He did a good message today. Well, a good message that I looked up today on what it means to be born again, what it means to be changed. And he said some great things. You know, it doesn't happen overnight. It's a growing process. Some of us are finally getting it. He said the same thing I'm saying. And why are all these people one way and then they go from one religion to another and to another and to another until they finally become Christian? Because they are finally getting it. And I've seen Christians leave the church and come back. I've seen Christians go through all these religions, and Christianity was just one of them, and then they came back to the church. They didn't come back to Christianity. They came back to the church. Okay? So, Ravi Zacharias, I don't really believe that he has the time to lay down with this Jezebel witch that they're accusing him of. I'm wondering how the atheists are dealing with Lawrence Krauss, however you pronounce it, in his sex scandal. But from what I see is they're not giving it enough attention. But trust me, they will give Christians a lot of attention when Christians make mistakes. Okay? But see, you can't say that we're not better, but then get mad at us when we make mistakes. If we're not better, then we have a right to make a mistake. Okay? And Christians do make mistakes. I've made mistakes. We're humans. We're sinners saved by grace. That's the difference between us. You're a sinner. I'm a sinner saved by grace. In other words, when I sin, I learn from my mistakes and move forward. When you sin, you justify it and say, well, I dare any of these Christians to say something. I got something to say about you and your stupid Bible and blah, 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 blah. But that goes against your human existence. Let's take the Bible out of it. That attitude goes against your human existence. Because in your human existence alone, without a Bible, there is a right or wrong that is above how you feel and how you think. You are to bow to a right and wrong that is above you. That is the difference between humans and animals. A dog does not have to ask permission to lay down with another dog. But we as humans, before we even get to the term Christian, just simple old everyday humans, we have to give an account to our humanity because we are the smarter ape that are supposed to educate all the other apes. Now, in my culture, we are the ones that have souls, and the only creature that has a soul. The other creatures are just wings and fins and whatever that evolutional term y'all use. But we as humans, okay, species is the word. They're just species. But we as humans are souls. We are persons. We are made in the image of God. I'm sorry. I'm talking Bible. It's hard for me not to. We're made in the image of God. That is the difference between humans and animals. Okay? So, I'm going to stop there. Thank you for watching. Atheism in a test tube. You still are up on the balance. You don't carry enough weight. You are clouds without water. You are lighter than air. You are just a worm. You got nothing but your attitude. But like I said, there is a part of your human responsibility before we even worry about religion, before we even worry about a Bible, before we even worry about who's saying what at what university or on what television show or out of what form of philosophy. There is a human responsibility that is higher than you. If God is not higher than you, then what is? What is? I'm D. Roy Cruz.